Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. We begin tonight in the Northwest Territories, where a man has been convicted of impaired driving, causing the 2021 death of the then Deputy Grand Chief of the Gwich'in Tribal Council. Tamara Merritt reports.
A Supreme Court justice found 29-year-old Malcolm Narasu guilty of impaired driving, causing the death of Christine McLeod. According to court documents, McLeod was killed by blunt chest trauma when she was in a single vehicle collision with Narasu on the Inuvik-Tuktoyaktuk Highway on August 8, 2021. The vehicle flipped, trapping McLeod in the passenger seat and ejecting Narasu, who was driving. McLeod was pronounced dead on the scene. Narasu was taken to the hospital where police later arrested him. Defense had contested the admissibility of 2 of his 3 statements to police and argued that police had breached some of his charter rights. Justice Elizabeth Hughes ruled against defense in all cases except one relating to police possession of Narasu's blood samples. A date for his sentencing will be determined on September 21st. Tamara Merritt, CBC News, Yellowknife.
A truck overturned in Pontoon Lake near Yellowknife today. It ended up partially submerged on its side on the edge of the lake off the Ingram Trail. A spill report on the Northwest Territories government website confirmed the incident. It says a vehicle overturned on the highway. The report says fuel oil spilled, though the amount is not known. Construction on Highway 4 has been ongoing near Pontoon Lake. CBC has asked RCMP and the NWDT Department of Infrastructure for more information. In the last 5 years, evacuations have become a normal part of spring and summer in the Northwest Territories, from flooding in Jean Marie River in 2021 to wildfire this summer that forced residents out of Wrigley and Fort Simpson. But how frequent are evacuations compared to previous years? The CBC's Luke Carroll got some data on the issue from the Northwest Territories government. He joins me now to talk about those findings. So, Luke, what did the data show?
So it showed that there were as many evacuation orders issued in the last 6 years as there were in the previous 30 years combined. So let's break this down a bit. So from 1990 up until 2019, there were 32 evacuations. So 32 evacuation orders in 30 years. Then from 2020 to today, we've had another 32 evacuation orders issued, the same number in just 6 years. Now, it's worth saying I've sorted through this data and tried verifying it. There were some small errors I found in it. Some of the examples were partial evacuations. All that to say, it might not be exact, but the trend it shows is clear.
And how many of those were wildfires? Most of them, I suspect, in the past 6 years.
That's right, Megan. So 21 of the 32 in the last 6 years are due to fire. So I spoke with a wildfire expert about these numbers. He says there's a few reasons for why they are so high. Here's what he had to say.
So the warmer we get, the longer the fire seasons are. And we're seeing that in places like the Northwest Territories. Second, the warmer we get, the more lightning we expect. The warm season is getting longer, thus there's more opportunities for lightning. Most of the fires in the Northwest Territories are started by lightning. And so it's those are difficult to prevent.
Flanagan goes on to say the warmth is leading to more drought, which makes it easier for a fire to start and easier for the fire to obviously intensify. But the other thing that likely leads to more evacuations is just how different fire now behaves. So he used Enterprise as an example. Flanagan says the numbers that MACA provided are a little higher than he expected them to be. He did note that obviously with the data including floods, it's not exact. And historical evacuations typically weren't as well tracked. But he says the trend is clear. It backs up what he and others have been saying. Fires are more common, and so are evacuations.
So fires are more common, evacuations are more common. What does that mean for how we prepare for them?
So it means obviously that emergency management has changed. Now, I reached out to the Department of MACA for an interview on those changes over time and to talk about this data. I never got an answer on that request. For some additional insight, I did speak with Kevin Brzezinski over the phone. He is a former director of emergency measures with public safety. He was in the role from the early 2000s to 2019.
The effects are being felt much more largely now, actually, it seems to me. And I obviously having been in that function and role, I kind of keep an eye on things. And, quite often I tell myself, thank God I'm not doing that anymore, because it's pretty chaotic nowadays. And I don't mean to suggest that chaos is indicative of how the government's treating anything. It's just there is a lot going on now.
Now, that isn't to say that things were uneventful. There were still flooding events and wildfires.
Yeah, there were some pretty serious wildfires in those decades, including a really frightening one in 1995. And I understand you spoke to some people in Toledo and Norman Wells about that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's right, Megan. So the 1995 wildfire was kind of the first big event that was detailed in the data, and it's something that was covered extensively on CBC. Here is part of a segment from CBC's Paul Andrew from 1995.
Last Tuesday, I got a call from Fort Norman saying there was a fire close by my hometown. At the time, I didn't have the slightest idea the town where I grew up would be on the brink of burning up. As the hours went by, it got tense and scary as the fire moved at will and threatened two communities in some of the worst forest fires ever seen in the north.
I spoke with Mayor Doug Yelly, who was on the fire line at the time. He says the fact we're seeing so many more evacuations since then is a clear example of climate change. I also spoke with Shelley Melto, who was in Norman Wells at the time.
It always brings you back, and you always, really feel for the people getting evacuated, like Simpson and Wrigley this summer. Yeah, it's just really hard. It brings back lots of memories.
This also wasn't the only time Shelley Melto evacuated. A wildfire led to another evacuation a few years later. She's far from the only person to have to flee multiple times from a natural disaster. Several communities have had to, including Fort Simpson and Jean Marie River. Hay River and Kaluteche First Nation leads that group with 12 evacuations since 1990 combined. So in those communities, this is far from a once-in-a-lifetime experience, Megan.
All right. Thanks for all your work on this, Luke.
Thanks for having me.
Fire officials in British Columbia say they're working around the clock to get 4 brutal wildfires under control in the province's interior. The fires have already triggered one of the largest evacuation events in BC history. And as the CBC's Michelle Allen reports, thousands more could be ordered to leave their homes if fire crews can't get ahead of the flames.
As wildfires wreak havoc in BC's interior, the province is asking for federal help to accommodate evacuees. 1,600 hotel rooms have already been secured by the province. But with fire conditions so challenging, it will likely need more soon.
We have seen explosive fire behavior. We have seen the impacts of just drought-driven wildfires. We are not seeing significant wind on our fires in the last 48 hours, but we are seeing significant growth, which speaks to the dryness and the drought conditions that we are facing in southern BC right now.
Around 100 fires are burning in BC right now. Roughly 20,000 people in the province are under evacuation orders, most in the Okanagan Valley. Displaced from their homes, many are sleeping in cars or trailers. Raylene Park says she had just 15 minutes to escape the Bald Range fire. All she had time to grab was dog food and her family photos. She says she doesn't know if her home in Summerland will be there by the time it's safe to return.
Yesterday it was standing. Anything could happen. Who knows? We don't know. We'll just wait. We don't know anything. Nothing at all.
And what's that feeling like?
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Summerland Mayor Doug Holmes says what evacuees find may be hard to take in.
We need to brace ourselves for what's there or what's not there. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. We all know people right now. We all know people who have lost homes. We all have friends who have lost homes. And those people will need our help.
It's still too early to say when it will be safe for evacuees to go home. Some forecasted rain could provide a little relief for the Okanagan, but officials say they can't afford to count on it. In other parts of the province, there could be wind and dry lightning, which could worsen current fires or start new ones.
Officials say fire crews are working through the night and reinforcements are flying in. 100 firefighters from Mexico are currently on the ground now, with another 102 from Costa Rica flying in Thursday. Michelle Allen, CBC News, Vancouver.
In the vastness of space, a spectacle is set to take place tomorrow. a total solar eclipse. And Northerners can expect to get a good look at part of it. Samuel Watt brings us a preview of what to expect and how to prepare.
The skies are set to fall into darkness tomorrow across the north, well, at least partially. The moon is on a path between the sun and earth sometime between the morning in the west and the early afternoon in the east, but it won't quite line up straight. Greenland, Iceland, Portugal and Spain are right in the line of totality, meaning perfect alignment.
So it's basically like this black hole with like this beautiful halo of light around it.
Ilana McDonald at Toronto's Dunlap Institute for Astronomy happens to be in Madrid for this phenomenon, but Northerners in Canada will still be able to take in a partial eclipse.
You should be able to see basically a chunk taken out of the sun.
But no matter where you're watching from, you must remember safety first. That means eclipse glasses, which I don't have, and regular sunglasses won't do. So if you're like me and you don't have the equipment you need, experts like UConn's Krista Van Leerhoven say use a pinhole projector.
I know. This is one of those things you would not expect a random kitchen utensil thing to be of use here.
Or you could even use something simple you'd find at your desk.
And you take a pen or something like that, punch a hole, and again, use that hole to make a pinhole projector to project the image of the sun onto the ground or onto another piece of paper.
And if a partial eclipse isn't enough of a cosmic show for you, don't fret, there's an encore in store. At the end of the night Wednesday, a Perseus meteor shower will be at its peak, dazzling the dark sky with shooting stars as Earth passes through debris left behind by comets. The Royal Astronomical Society's Jeff Robertson has simple tips for a good viewing.
Okay, tips. You don't need a telescope. You don't need binoculars. Find a dark spot away from city lights. Dress warm because it does get cool at night.
But if conditions on Wednesday night aren't perfect, don't fret. The Perseus meteor shower is already streaking through a sky and it will keep lighting up the sky for another week or two. Samuel Watt, CBC News, Yellowknife.
Now, you just heard from Krista Van Leerhoven about some safe ways to watch the eclipse. We reached her earlier to learn more about what's happening and why it's special. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Let's brush up on our basics first. Can you just remind us what happens during a solar eclipse?
So in a solar eclipse, we have the moon come between us on Earth and the sun. So if you, the viewer, are the sun, and we've got an Earth and a moon, and these are actually to scale. If we were to distance them to scale, they'd be about this far apart. But what happens is the moon passes in front of Earth, between Earth and the sun, and the shadow of the moon falls on the surface of Earth. That is a solar eclipse.
And how often do these events happen?
Semi-regularly. There's 2 eclipse seasons per year. The moon's orbit is tilted, so there's only a couple of places along the Earth, Sun, Moon configuration as we go through the year where the moon actually passes right in front of the Earth and not above or below, so the shadow would miss us. So there's a couple of eclipse seasons per year. Each eclipse season, you'll get maybe 1 solar eclipse, maybe 1 lunar eclipse, and that on a global scale, they're not particularly rare, but on a specific location sort of sense, they are somewhat rare. For the north, we're looking at the next one of a similar sort of amount for us in 2029, and then 2033. So this is a once every few years at best sort of thing, if not for any given region of the Earth.
What makes a solar eclipse special?
So with a solar eclipse, getting to see the moon pass in front of the sun's face. If you get a total solar eclipse, then the moon completely covers the sun's face, and you can see then the fainter outer atmosphere of the sun called the corona, which is wispy and gorgeous, just absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. if, like us, we're going to see a partial solar eclipse this time, what you end up seeing is the moon passes across the sun's face but doesn't block it completely. So you end up seeing the sun in kind of like a Pac-Man shape. If you imagine the sun as a cookie, it's got a bite taken out of it. And that's pretty fun just generally. And one of the things that it's really interesting to show about that is that even though for some of us a significant portion of the sun's face will be covered, it's still not enough to really knock down the amount of light that you're working with during the day. Things like clouds are much more able to knock out the sun's light than an eclipse, even if the eclipse is taking out a lot of the sun's face. If it's not a total solar eclipse, it doesn't get particularly dark.
So what's the safest way to watch an eclipse?
So the first thing to say is never look at the sun directly without adequate protection. And if you're not sure if it's adequate protection, it's probably not. So like your regular sunglasses are an absolutely not. Don't use those to try to look directly at the sun. If you have eclipse glasses, if you've saved them from the last time, there are specialized eclipse glasses where you can put those on and you won't see anything else, but you would be able to look at the sun directly because those glasses block out 99.99% of the light or so. If you have an astronomer friend, they might have a special filter that would allow them to look at the sun directly, either through their telescope or binoculars, or just without any equipment besides the filter. But there are also ways, if you don't have these pieces of equipment, to look at this, but not look at it directly, to look at it indirectly. One of the ways to do that is to grab your colander from your kitchen, and all of these little holes, if you put this colander up and you put it in the direct sunshine, the sunlight shines through these holes and it acts as something called a pinhole projector. It will project an image of the sun onto the ground or a surface, a piece of paper, say, on the other side. And looking at that image, that is the same as what you would see if you looked directly at the sun, but we're not taking the risk of damaging our eyes. Another, if you don't have a colander, which not everybody does, you can take a sturdy piece of paper. I like to use cardstock. It's not as floppy as a standard piece of paper. You could also take some thin cardboard, take a pen and punch a hole. And the size of the hole is not too important. Getting the hole perfectly circular is also not super important. But then you take this piece of paper, you let the sun shine through the hole, and then you can have a different piece of paper to put the image on, and you can use that to look at the sun without looking at the sun.
I love those solutions because I think they're things that people could easily do and they don't need equipment that you might not necessarily have in hand. Krista, thank you so much for telling us about what makes these so special, showing us some ways to safely watch them, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy the partial eclipse just as much as I will tomorrow.
Absolutely. Good luck. Clear skies.
The sounds of drums and cheers echoed through the 38th Yukon Annual Hand Games Championship this weekend. A total of 80 teams competed this year, setting a new participation record. Selkirk First Nation hosted the tournament in Minto. CBC stopped by to speak with players and organizers.
Hand games is a traditional game that a lot of the Northern Shoshone and neighboring nations used to play. It was like a social gathering where they used to settle differences. They used to play for guns, hides, stuff they wanted to trade. And it was mostly just to bring people together, to bring laughter, to bring stories. You got 6 players on each mat. You have 1 selected shooter. A shooter is trying to guess where the rock is. So all 6 players on the opposite team is hiding 1 rock in either hand, and the shooter is trying to guess what side they're hiding the rock. And if they point the right direction, that person is eliminated. Until all players are eliminated, then the team will go down, and the opposite shooter would shoot.
I've been playing since I was a kid, and I think the most exciting thing about it all the time is just the joy of being together with your friends and getting on the mat. And another thing that's really exciting is playing against people that you've taught, or playing against youth that you've taught, or me and my other buddy were drum makers, and watching all your drums get used. But the whole joy is for everyone to get together. Everybody, young, old. There's no athletic capability. This is an indigenous game where everyone's welcome. Everyone.
It's a challenge. It's a great challenge, and it's inspiration to get there, to represent your family and your people, that you come together. And it's a good competition, friendly competition between families and nations.
What do you guys like about hand games?
That we get to play. Yeah, and also seeing our cousins and friends that we never see.
It's continuing that tradition our elders have continued for generations and generations. It was never at this level. You know, the populations weren't substantial back in the day, and they had to travel many miles on foot or dog team or dog sled in order to attend these gatherings. It's why we play with so much passion, because it's been handed down to us, right? And it's up to us as citizens to carry it on to the younger generation so they can carry it on.
Do you think the ancestors from wherever they're watching right now that they'd be proud to see today?
Oh, they're dancing up there. They're definitely dancing, right? I can't sit still when I'm over there watching the game. I just already, the drum just picks you up. The beat makes you want to dance. Watching the excitement, you start shaking your head, start shaking your hands. It's just so uplifting.
And the winning team at this year's championship was the Casca Warriors. They went home with a grand prize of $18,000. And spirits were high in Montreal over the weekend. The city held its annual Pride Parade on Sunday, and Quebec Inuit were there to show support. Among those marching and dancing were members of the Southern Quebec Inuit Association. Its executive director says events like this give Inuit a safe space to be themselves.
And so it's really important that we show up and we show our support and that we stand with them in their fight for rights and recognition.
Pisukti says some Inuit may not be out to their families, which makes Pride events even more important. It allows people to show solidarity. 2026 was the parade's 20th anniversary. A music program offered through the Youth Center in Dawson City, Yukon is spinning up a new generation of DJs, and one is already booking some pretty big gigs. Chris McIntyre introduces us to DJ Waffles, the town's newest and youngest DJ.
Every great artist has an origin story, and for 12-year-old DJ Stephen McIsaac, his journey began at the breakfast table.
It started with pancakes because every day my mom would make me pancakes for breakfast, but waffles are better than pancakes, obviously, and so I adopted the name Waffles.
McIsaac, now with a name, needed a music genre. The young DJ says he'll listen to anything, but as an aspiring DJ living in a small town, he went all in.
I like to play house, tech house, and then on the other hand, I'll also play like DNB or like EDM. It's really, I just like music, period.
Now, if you're thinking, what does any of that mean? It's this. McIsaac played his second live set at the Dawson City Music Festival, one of the territory's most popular annual events. But before he was ready for the lights and stage, McIsaac honed his skills through a beat-making program at the town's youth center. The center's manager says the program began as an idea between himself and the school's music teacher. Thomas Hodgkinson says the Dawson City Music Festival Association donated the beat-making equipment and they got funding for the laptops. The rest is history.
We always say that even if it's just one youth that we have an impact on with a program that we start, that it's worth it. And I think with DJ Waffles, I think people can see that that one youth has definitely been reached with this program.
Des Disick is a local DJ who took McIsaac under her wing. She says he's a natural, and if he keeps going with this, there's no telling how far he can take it.
I'm just so proud of him. I'm so excited to see what happens in the future and what kind of stuff he's going to be teaching me also. Just keep an eye out for DJ Waffles because he's going to blow up even more than he already has.
McIsaac says he doesn't plan to stop anytime soon. McIsaac is already locked into the 2027 Dawson City Music Festival lineup, something he says will be a show for the fans.
Because music is such a great thing. It can perform wonders, and it just really, it made me, super happy, and, it really helped me, take off and understand that this crowd isn't here to, judge my mistakes. They're here to be happy and listen to the music.
I used to be a toast guy until I came here today, and now I think I'm switching to waffles. Chris McIntyre, CBC News, Dawson City.
That is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/news. Thank you for watching. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.